Hi Graham, nice to see you. How are you doing in lockdown?
I'm doing great, thanks, Gary. Very good.
What's it been like in during this lockdown, and also what's it been like working during the lockdown for you?
I think personally, if you forget work for a minute, it's bizarre, really. I mean, I've never experienced anything like it, and I'm sure that's the same for everybody else. And you've got like, your family all around you every single part of the day. Normally, I travel half the year, so it is just bizarre. So you've got all of that going on in the background. But from a work point of view, I haven't really seen huge difference in terms of the day. It's meeting after meeting as it normally is. Obviously, the one of the big differences is when you do most of the meetings on Zoom or on Skype or some other format, and it's quite incredible what people wear. There's a
Yeah,
whole variety of different ideas about casual workwear, which is fine, but I do find that certainly uh, makes things a little bit more relaxed actually, which is quite nice.
I think there's been this reliance on technology. For a company, you guys have always been big on tech. How's it worked during this sort of pandemic, and has it given you some sort of advantages? Do you think how's it kind of worked business wise?
But when all the lockdown started, obviously especially in the Isle of Man where we've got the majority of our staff, our background in technology was incredibly handy because effectively we had all of our staff working within about 36, 48 hours, and working to full capacity with no visible change in anything from our brokers and clients phoning in or contacting us. So having really good technology, which is end to end, as you know we have, was a very good place to be. I mean that's rolled over onto our business partners and their ability to write a piece of business with Hansard without actually literally having to speak to us on a daily basis. So for us, not it was obviously that 36, 48 hour period for our IT crew was I imagine not fantastic, because there's a lot of things to sort out when you've got so many staff, probably about 170 working from home that normally don't. There's lots of things that need to be tied together to ensure that they've got all the technology at home, which all exists, but the technology at home ready to go. So it was a very smooth changeover for us. Hopefully, that was seen with our clients and our brokers, and we've had no interruption to service as a result.
How's it worked business wise, and also, you know, talking to you earlier this year, it was all about Japan and getting out there, and uh, how's this impacted on sort of on Japan?
Yeah, I mean, Japan as a project has been going extremely well. We have, in fact, this morning I was on the phone to our guys, but so Japan will be launched in the back end of this year. Obviously, the COVID-19 situation is not helpful, so you can't say it doesn't have an effect on the timing and the work that still needs to be done to get there. Finishing off signatures on agreements with our distribution partners, as an example, getting boards of directors of those distribution partners to finally sign off on things is more difficult in this time, which is the same in every industry. I think that getting boards together is more difficult. Getting people together is more difficult. So there are some challenges, but in terms of the IT work, the product work, everything else that is backing up the entire project, we're all on target, and as you know, it's a very large piece of work. It doesn't just involve distribution of products. There's a big IT build going on behind the scenes to create these new, let's call them next generation products, which we start with in Japan. So yeah, at the outset, ensuring that we were working with our partners in the right way and that they understood needed to get done in April time. Replanning anything that needed to be replanned that was challenging as a result of a lack of travel in particular has had to be done, but we're still on track for the back end of this year.
Just to finish off the sort of personal chat about the lockdown period, I mean, where have you been based? I mean, obviously I can see you sat with your apartment window with that view in the background, fantastic view you've got from your apartment. But where have you been based, and what's it been like, with working so close to the family, and has it been fun? I mean, it's been nice to get that work-life balance flipped on its head a little bit.
Well, I mean, in all the time I've been married, which is a fair amount of years, a couple of decades now, I think this is the longest I've ever spent with my wife at one point in time, and the same goes for the kids as well. When I'm away for pretty much 50% of the time, every single year, this has been in many ways very nice actually, but. Yeah, I think if it goes on for much longer, there might be some family scraps. But so far it's good. I was actually quite lucky because I live in Dubai, and I was at our board meeting on the Isle of Man back at the start of March, and all of the issues were starting up, and I was very fortunate. Actually, coincided with Flybe going bust actually. So luckily I managed to get flights rearranged and got back to Dubai. And no joke, the following weekend, all of the flights to Dubai in and out were closed down. And so I was quite fortunate really to get back. And I know around the world there's lots of people that didn't manage to. And so, there's probably lots of people working remotely from their families and from their clients now. And probably will be doing for, I don't know, perhaps the next month, the next 2 months, the next quarter, perhaps longer.
That's real. I'm glad that happened for you. Yeah, I mean, it must. You couldn't. Can you imagine being stuck in a hotel for this amount of time? I couldn't even bear to think about my London flat, which is a basement flat with noisy neighbours, which has just been empty. I only use it part of the week and come home at the weekends. Thank God I wasn't stuck there,
No, it's been dire for lots of people, not just work colleagues or business colleagues. I mean, it's been terrible for some people, and at the same time, for other people, hasn't been quite so bad at all. So it is no doubt the strangest thing that I've ever encountered, both personally and professionally, to be honest.